Welcome. Welcome to Truro's Green Festival and to its webinar, conference and various other events. Truro is a town which prides itself on being a community. It's a town that you can walk from end to end of quite quickly. It's also a town that you can walk out of and into green fields within minutes, and you can be immersed in the natural world. And it's a town which the natural world comes into. The sea comes up the estuary, the rivers come down the valleys, and all around Truro we have prided ourselves for many, many years on the tremendous trees and the areas of planting that we have. We have a parks department which has continually excelled in the Britain in Bloom competition and has changed its approach to planting and changed its approach to ecology and the environment over the years, and is a leading light in that world. So welcome, and I hope you enjoy, I hope you learn a bit, and I hope that in seeing this that you will learn, as we all do, to love Truro and to come and join us and have a chat and have a look around, go for a walk. Bye.
Hello, I'm Laurie Eathorne-Gibbons. I'm Chairman of Truro in Bloom and a Truro City Councillor. I'm standing here in Boscawen Park, which is looking so beautiful with all the wildflowers, the vegetables and everything that you can see beautify the city. Despite the coronavirus, we have hanging baskets all over the town. The Parks Department, Truro in Bloom Committee and everyone from the community has been working together to overcome the awful times that we're living in. Our hedgehogs are still resplendent on Trafalgar Roundabout, and everything is going along very nicely for this time of year. Next year, I feel sure it will be better and we can all move forward. But in the meantime, I thank everybody for encouraging our wildlife, our insects, our animals, our birds to enjoy life in Truro as it should be and how it was probably 50 years ago. Thank you very much. Bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Richard Budge and I'm the Parks and Amenities Manager for Truro City Council's Parks Department. I've worked in this role since 1999 and started for the Truro City Council in 1996 as a gardener down at Boscawen Park in the town centre. What is actually involved in managing the parks and gardens? Well, the things that fall under myself are obviously the parks, the cemeteries, the allotments, the children's play areas, sport and recreational facilities. Also got the maintenance of the toilets in the city centre, along with a cafe down at Boscawen Park. We've got a countryside ranger and his assistant that manage somewhere in the region of about 70 acres of wildlife areas within the city, and we've also got many other outlying parks and recreational spaces that we maintain that we've taken over from Cornwall Council. So all in all, we've got a really busy role. In total, we've got somewhere in the region of about 43 members of staff that work in and around the parks, gardens, cemeteries, allotments, and that ranges from park attendants to toilet cleaners to people that work in our cafe down at Boscawen Park. We are very lucky in Truro. We've got lots of open spaces, lots of greenery. We've taken on areas that we've turned into wildlife areas at Coosbean, Beechwood Park, Dobus Moors are all managed with wildlife in mind by our countryside team, and we're very lucky to have those open spaces. We're also really blessed with two very different parks. I'm stood here now in Victoria Gardens. It's a beautiful Victorian style garden laid out, and you'll see the bandstand behind me. We have Sunday band concerts here every Sunday throughout the whole of the summer, but unfortunately due to the COVID-19 that hasn't happened this year. We've also got Boscawen Park. It's a really lovely park. It's got open space for kicking a football around. We've got recreational areas down there with cricket, football, tennis, just having a new boathouse built in association with Truro River Rowing Club. So it's really a recreational park laid out with some lovely flower gardens and a duck pond that you can walk around as well, which is wildlife in mind. So I really hope that you enjoy our green event and get many, many positives from it.
Hello, I'm Liam Shoesmith and I work for Truro City Council. I'm the Deputy Parks Manager and I work with an award-winning parks team, and we're involved in all the floral displays within Truro, including parks, roadside verges and all the hanging baskets that you see throughout the town. But one thing we're doing in Truro City Council at the moment is we're involved in something called Wild Truro. And Wild Truro is about bringing wildlife into the garden at home. It's not like visiting these great reserves or great areas like Land's End here that we're looking at now. It's about creating habitat and environment for wildlife within your own garden in small areas. So during our little green event at Truro, please come and join us and learn a little bit more about bringing wildlife into your garden.
My name is Chris and I'm the Countryside Ranger for Truro City Council. I'm here at Clousbean Woodland, which is one of the three main green areas that I get to manage throughout the city. And what bonds this site with the other two sites is the river network. So the river that flows through the bottom of the valley here is the River Kenwyn, and that flows through the valley into Truro, and it's joined there by the River Allen, which flows through Dover's Moor, and also the River Glassteenan, which flows down through Beechwood Park or the Glassteenan Woodland and into Truro. Now, other than these three sites, I'm also part of many other green projects going on throughout the city, which gives me the chance to work with other members of staff from the Parks Department and also councillors and our amazing community. And the two main goals, if you like, as a Countryside Ranger is to sustain and develop our incredible flora and fauna here in Truro, but also engage our passionate and highly motivated community into these green spaces. Now, alongside those members of staff, I've also got Dom, who's another ranger that works with myself. He came to the Parks Department as an apprentice. He's now finished his apprenticeship and he's become a full-time ranger, and he's part of everything I do and gets involved with all the different community projects as well. A big character in the community is John Rowe. He's a huge part of this woodland, and he's definitely helped my job from the minute I first started because of his knowledge and his understanding of the woodland. He's walked these woods for over 50 years, and he's recently become the creator of the fairy doors. Now, these fairy doors are quite personal to John, and he's created many of them throughout the woodlands, which I'm hoping you get to see throughout the festival. And there's a little bit from John now, just explaining a little bit about one of the new projects he's done.
We've done loads of fairy doors right throughout the walk through Clousbean with the help of Don, Chris and Lee, who cut out the paths and made it easy accessible for people. This idea came together with Chris and myself. This is actually a stump, not an ugly stump, but one that needed saving. So we capped it with this. It's also a good place for fairies to come and meet. So the children know though that the fairies do meet here, and the materials are all upcycled, mostly donated from people around Malabar, in Truro, that have asked me to do fairy doors for them. So I've actually bartered and had to make fairy doors all over the place, which is a bit time consuming, but I think this is an example that it's worth it. So really, this is by the people and for the people. And that is the main thing. That's what we're trying to do. Give this place and ownership, so people can look at it and say, I like this, is our woods. And because it's our woods, they'll learn to conserve it, hopefully, and when I'm not here, people will still carry on the tradition of making fairy doors, which is great.
Hello, I'm Lindsay and I'm Chair of Parks and Amenities Committee at Truro City Council, and I've been involved in the Green Truro event for a number of years now, and I'm really pleased that we can do it this year despite the pandemic. And two things we've always wanted to add to the event, apart from the marquee down on Lemon Quay and all the exhibitors and the nice atmosphere, was talks, to arrange some talks, question and answer sessions, etc., about green or gardening issues. And the other thing was to involve more of the town, and actually with this event we've managed to achieve that. So although people won't be meeting up actually and having cups of tea and coffee together, but what they can actually do is attend the online seminar, which should be really interesting, about wilding different areas and how wilding helps with biodiversity and climate change. And also we will be doing some events, either self-directed or in groups, safely socially distanced groups, in the woodland and green areas in Truro, and also some wellbeing events. So we've sort of got the best of both worlds really, so I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope people will come along and enjoy the event, because we're really looking forward to it, and thanks to everybody involved.